your teacher telling us a lesson about why it's important to listen. All right, go ahead, Miss Alejandra.
Okay, hello everyone. So the topic is about how to be a really good listener, and I think that I'm the worst. Back in Colombia, you know that I'm an industrial engineer, and I used to work as a sales coordinator. So it was like a middle job, like a no intro job, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited, sales coordinator, it's a different level. So then I arrived to the company and I knew about the history of the company, what are the services, in which states of Colombia they have been, and all this information. So I set an appointment with one of the biggest construction industry in Colombia. Now the name is Amarilla. So I was like, okay, I have the big one, right? So this CEO came to the meeting. Thanks God it was in the middle of the pandemic, so it was online. And I said like, hey Roberto, how are you? How have you been? Nice to meet you. This is Alejandra. I'm talking, the company is Prevail. Have you been? So he was like, yeah, you know that they don't have time. So I was like in such a rush. I was like, okay, I need to do this so fast. So then I started to talk about all the service from the company. And I was like, this. We have been here. We have made hotels, clinics, And I forgot to check about the company before. I didn't know that, I knew, but I didn't care about that they just focus their projects in construction, in apartment buildings, right? And I was like, this is the hotel that we made.
Oh boy.
This is the mall that we made, right? So I focus my clients and all the projects in other type of projects, not the client project that I needed, right?
Oh, that's embarrassing.
So then I was like, okay, Roberto, thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you soon. And I ended the meeting. I was like so proud of myself, right? And my boss came to me and said like, hey, do you have did they ask for a presentation for that document that you put all the prices and I'm like, no, they didn't ask for it. Like, what do you mean? He said like, yeah. Did you know what kind of service they were looking for? And I'm like, no. Did you ask about it? And I'm like, no. I was like, I just went to the presentation, say hi, and I started to talk about the company, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, no, you need to close your mouth. You need to ask the right questions because your client's pain is the solution that we are going to propose to him. Right? So you are the doctor, he has a pain, you are the doctor who is going to fix that pain. And I'm like, and guess what? We lost the biggest client in Colombia for a construction company. And I was like, okay, it was my first presentation, everything, I was so new. And I'm like, why I cannot close my mouth and listen to other people? So, well, if you want to be a really good listener, you have to listen to them, ask the right questions, and try to know how they're feeling and put in their shoes.
Cool. Hey, give her a hand, everybody. Yay! Well done. Woo! That's very cool. All right. So, since we're kind of a smaller class, I'll try to give everybody a little bit of feedback in it. Boy, very, very natural and conversational flow to your English. You can see you're very confident with it. Yeah, like even without notes, you're able to just, paint a picture in my mind with the use of your words. And I didn't hear any issue with regard to pronunciation or grammar. Kept all those verb tenses right. And I like even those little very natural hedge phrases like and like. That's what Americans say too. Yeah. Anyway, but I like this metaphor you use. Like your client's pain should be our focus, and you need and you just didn't know about that. Oh boy, I've been there. So much enthusiasm being a new person. It's like, oh wait, you guys don't even care about what apartments or whatever you were presenting about. Yeah, shoot, that's good. Cool, that's great. So everybody, if y'all just come in, what the deal is, we're just gonna go one person at a time. If I don't get a volunteer, I'll spin the wheel with your name on it and I'll pick you, okay? But let you know, those of y'all just came in, I'm live streaming this on YouTube. Later on, I'll send you the link. If you would prefer that your face not be on YouTube, I will cover it up. It will only record your voice. The video will be unlisted, so no one will find it anyway, except I'll send you a link privately, right? Okay, okay, so let you know, if you just let me know if you prefer not your face not be on YouTube, okay? I'll cover it up, easy peasy. All right, thanks, Miss Alejandra. Yeah, I mean, let's see, I'm gonna do that. That was great. All right, anybody else want to come on up and tell us your presentation, a little anecdote about why it's important to be a good listener? Anybody else want to? You're looking at me, son. You want to do it? No? Oh, you want to do it? Okay, all right, give her a hand, everybody. Woo! Woo! It's hard to get in front of people, right? Yeah, yeah. So everybody, give her your eyes.
First of all, I'm very nervous, so
Of course.
I'm preparing for writing.
No problem.
Yeah, so when I study English, I like reading, but I have difficulty speaking and listening. So one day, my family has been invited to a fancy restaurant for dinner. Before I went to the restaurant, I reviewed the menu to avoid making mistake when ordering. So the waiter approached me, and I ordered the dishes I had decided on beforehand. But the waiter asked me unexpected questions. Would you like some salad? I said yes. But the waiter asked me again, would you like some salad? At that moment, I knew something wrong, and my face turned red.
Oh.
In the end, I understood it because my daughter who was next to me, translated into Korean. The waiter was not talking about super salad, but rather soup or salad.
Oh.
What's interesting here is that I was familiar with English expression that are easy to make mistake in restaurants. But when I actually heard them, I make a mistake.
Yeah, sure. Understandably. Be cool.
It's my story.
Oh, great. Great story. Yeah, give her a hand, everybody. Yay. All right. Okay. Yes. Hey, the waiter. Waiter, right? Soup or salad? And you heard super salad. Honestly, I think the waiter probably should have slowed down a little bit. I could see myself hearing the wrong thing. Hey, do you want super salad? I can imagine myself hearing that same thing too. It's probably not your ears. It's probably the waiter's mouth. He probably should need to slow it down a little bit anyway. But okay, cool. Luckily, you had your daughter there to kind of help you out a little bit. We all need help sometimes. Good, pretty good handle on verb tenses. I mean, I'm kind of listening for like keeping all your past tense verbs, past tense when you're telling your story. I think at one point in the beginning, my family had been very minor thing, but you know, only a couple times. But you know, the flow to your English speak was pretty it was quick enough that I wasn't struggling to hear what you're saying. I understood more or less everything you're saying. The word waiter, probably I may have heard the word wedding a couple times there, but other than that, great story. Thanks, Miss Sunny. All right, cool. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, and who else would like to? Wait, we're doing this quickly here. We have something extra planned after this. Okay. Anybody else want to volunteer and? Spin the wheel, you guys. Watch this. Here we come. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's see who's next. Who's gonna do their presentation? We're all friends here, right? We're all working. And she's not here yet. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. So let's see who else is going. Anybody else want to volunteer? I think I'm making you more nervous with this.
Can I come?
All right. She's gonna do it. All right, Miss Elnaz, give her a hand, everybody. All right, we'll do Miss Concepcion after you, okay? You can go afterwards. No, Elnaz, we got to volunteer first. You'll go next, okay? The wheel chose you. All right, give her a hand, everybody. It's hard to get in front of people. It's hard to get in front of people. She can do it.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Today I'm going to talk about how listening is good as if you want to focus to something. The first step for everything as a job, as family, as a understanding is listening. And as the saying goes, as we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, it means we have to listen twice as much as we speak. Because of that reason, for starting any kind of a step in your life, as job, as family, relationship, listening is more important. And I'm someone who always listen. I'm good in listener. And I'm going to share my own story as how I was good listener, or always my experience in the life teach me till now how this focusing on listening helped me to improve in my life. During my first job, I was working in the customer service department. One day, a customer called and started reclaiming about the product. It wasn't that one she ordered. And when I heard her voice on the phone, actually I became upset and nervous. But I tried my best, only focus what she's telling. And what I did, the first thing is I start to understand her feeling, her angriness, because as she explained to me, she ordered that product almost 2 months ago, and during and she was waiting. It was something as a medical machine, and she was waiting because her father passed in the heart situation. And imagine when the machine she received it, it was at work because of the factory problem or anything. And when she called, she explained to me almost 3 days ago she started to call, no one responded her, And what I did, first of all, I understood her situation, her feeling, and I tried my best to solve the problem. Suddenly, telephone hang off. And as I had it, because the system has the record, the number and the voice, I tried to call her back, and I tried my best to solve her problem, her situation. Anyhow, at the end, I called the system, or other co-worker called her and solved her situation. But what she said to them as a record, the lady who answered the phone, it was me, make my anger down because she understood my situation. And that was, the first step maybe in my life. I understood how listening is important. This was after that, I try my best, and even in the class, if you see, sometimes without taking note, my brain can record everything, the numbers, the words. That's my experience.
Okay. Cool. You're fine. Cool. So, let's see, if I understand it right, you were for service, and this person was on a phone call, right?
Yes.
This person was really angry, and it had to do with medical supplies that are bothering
Pressure
you.
machine, yes.
Oh, respiratory disease?
This pressure, this machine for pressure.
Blood pressure.
Yes, blood pressure.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And then you realize, and it's not, the first time you talk to her, it's kind of like you, oh man, she hung up the phone angry, but then found out later from the recordings that she was very grateful to you for lowering her anger, because at least, she felt like you were listening to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice, cool, yeah, I like that, yeah, cool. That was a good story. And you didn't even realize that. Oh shoot, that was a bad encounter, but actually it was a very good encounter from her point of view. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, so let's see. So you know what? I love your story. That was great. I like how it was organized. Started off with a little icebreaker. You're saying, "Hi, nice to see you, everybody." Started off with a proverb. Yeah, you know what I make by proverb? Yeah, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We should listen twice as much as we speak. That's a great little aphorism. And then you started in with your anecdote. So well organized. It helps to, warm the audience up to you. So the way you're phrasing it a few times is different than the way I would have phrased it. It says, I was focused on what she's telling. I probably would say I was focused on what she's saying.
Saying.
Yeah. Tell and say, those are weird words, right? I told her that I'll put it in the mail. So tell has a person after it. The word tell.
This is my mistake always.
Oh, sure. You know what? It's probably everybody in the room. So I said, quote, right? That's what comes after the word said. And I told a person. So that tell usually has a person after it, and in this case, this is at the end of a noun clause, so it's not like a. I was focused on what she was saying or talking about. Yeah, that would have been fine. Let's see. I think you referred to at one point in her angriness. Yeah, and I like how you're adding ness to a word because it's kind of like angriness. Yeah. You it's like, oh, I'm not quite sure what the noun is, but I know if I add ness to it, it makes a noun, right? But actually, so it's actually just anger. But I like that you know that ness frequently is added to words to make it a noun, right? So I was trying to address her anger. Yeah, you were just taking the adjective and making a ness with it. So that's not the noun, it's this right here. But no one respond her as a lady. Make my anger down. Okay, let's see. The lady, that's you. Make my anger down. All right, so I probably would phrase it this way. The lady, reduced my anger. Yeah. So just different ways of phrasing it.
Okay, what's the best way I say?
Well, let's see. Let's see. She said, yeah. My anger, was reduced. Maybe I could say it that way.
My anger was reduced.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. My anger down. Yes. Okay. Or I could say that. I could probably phrase it this way.
Because this way is not the direct, isn't it? Is indirect. I want to. She's going to explain to someone what she talked with other one.
Oh, yeah. One more time. Say that again.
Because this is not direct. I mean, she's talking with someone, explaining her conversation with other person.
About someone else, yeah.
And how we have to talk about these things. Because she was talking with other person about me and explaining about, I couldn't manage how I have to explain exactly.
Yeah. You're concerned that maybe the way you phrased it. Well, actually, I was able to figure it out from your stories that later on, that lady was talking about someone else, to someone else, about you. I can't remember the way you phrased it, but I was able to, however you phrased it, I was able to pick that up. So, yeah, my anger went down. I think instead of just saying my anger down, it goes down. Anyway, the little things, the phrases. Okay. Hey, y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. No problem. Who's going to be next? Who's going to be next? We're all friends here. That's right, Concepcion. The wheel chose you. Everybody, give her a hand. It's hard to get in front of people. Yeah.
We are giving you power.
Yeah, that's right. We got you.
Yes.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good
My
morning.
name is Concepcion. I talk about the listening. It's very important to listening. To listening promotes conflict resolution and allow you to develop and other skills that are linked to our emotional intelligence, such as empathy, which allows to better understanding. Knowing how to listen helps you understand and incorporate new ideas. So, the listening educate bring and main a coherent decision. It's very important the people listen and the other people for have a good communication. I remember in 3 months ago in my country, my brothers had an accident in freeway in my country. So have a problem for the other people. I don't have a good communication. The other people talk over there and the other people talk over there. It's not necessary to have this situation. It's very important to communicate and the other people listen and the other for explain this situation. I have I think for one a conclusion. can you understand other people? Can you listen other people? It's difficult. You have a good decision in your life. So the last situation for my brother is so difficult because he no have conclusion. He talk over there and the other talk over there. He no have a good situation. So the life is not easy, but it's very important. So listening the other people, help the other people, and have understand the other people for make a coherent decision in your life.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Hey, give a hand, everybody. All right. So yeah, let's see. I'll summarize the basic thing I heard from you. So back home, your brother had an accident on the traffic accident. Sounded like, yeah.
But in 3 months ago,
Right.
in my country,
So by the way, yeah, okay, there's one phrase, yeah. You don't have to say in 3 months ago, yeah. My brother had a car accident 3 months ago, yeah. Not necessary to say in, by the way, so, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, is he okay now? So, yeah, thank God, okay. So, what I'm hearing from you, the lesson is it's important to listen to older people, right? That's what I'm hearing from you, like people older than you. Okay, that's what you were saying. I wanted to make sure that's the word you were saying. How, I didn't really catch why it was important for your brother to listen to older people. Or did he, did some older person tell him, don't go driving, or why is it so important to listen to older people? Yeah, yeah, for your brother's situation, right? Why?
in my country, it's different for this country. In US, can you have one accident in the traffic? First, it's necessary you talk for the older people, but here you call in the police. In my country, it's two difference. It's not necessary to call in the police. First, you talk for the older people and you make a conclusion.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's not a good idea to call the police.
But in this situation, it's not necessary how the communication. Yeah, he not understand, she not listen the other people. But it's no good. It's very important in life. Make or have a character for listening the other people and make a coherent decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good. I get a chance to hear how you use in English off the top of your head. This is good. I can tell. I'm glad you're sharing a personal story, something that you're very familiar with, and it gives me a chance to hear how you're using English. And so, okay, a couple things I noticed is native language is Spanish, right? Yes, of course. So anybody who's a Spanish speaker over there, you're putting the a lot more often than I would. You know, it's important in the life. It's important in the life to say, yeah, not necessary to put the. That's a minor thing. That's a small thing.
Okay.
So don't have to use the as often. That's another thing. Also, since you're talking about a story in the past, a lot of your verb tenses was in a present tense by default. You know, because in the moment you're just thinking about how do I tell the story again, and then naturally everyone's verb tenses fall to present tense, but but you're talking about the past, and so I noticed that as an English speaker that really you should be conscious about making your verb tenses past tense when you're talking about the past. So I wasn't confused. I know you're talking about the past, but like you say, I don't have a good communication. Well, you know, he didn't have good communication, etc. So yeah.
So teacher, the correct form is in the moment or in the last moment, or at the moment.
Yeah, try to say it in try to use it in a sense.
What is the correct form for employer? At the moment or in the moment?
Well, actually,
or the last moment, because it's the past.
Well, actually, I say in the moment.
But in the moment is present.
At the no, it doesn't have to be. This doesn't have to be present or past tense. Yeah. Okay, no. The examples of present tense being past tense. So, like for example, you'd say I don't have a good communication. Whereas you need to say didn't, past tense, for example. You have a.
Or
you
in
have
that
a-
time,
Huh?
or she can say in that time
Yeah.
and continue to say
there,
something.
There you go.
Or
Okay.
when he had the accident.
That's probably what you're trying to say. Yeah.
At that moment.
At that
At that
moment.
moment, yeah.
He
Actually,
didn't.
okay, that's good. I see what you're trying to say. That denotes something far away. In this moment, you're all doing presentations. That moment, that imply. Okay, that would be helpful to make it more past tense. That would be good. And being in the moment is a different use of that word. But anyway, yeah, the life is not easy. And also, those of y'all who speak Spanish, I also hear you guys use the word for, yeah, a little more often, a little different. For versus to. Now this is tough. Oftentimes for purpose, right? Let me see. Here's a good example. I now hear this. Let me see if I can find a good example. It's important for. Well, let me see. Hang on. Anyway, I didn't have it. I didn't have it written down. But anyway, using for a little more often than I would for purpose. So I'm going to LIT for learning English, right? Well, I would more likely say to learn English. Anyway, so sometimes when you find yourself tempted to say for, see if it sounds better to put to in there. That probably is, yeah, because for and to both communicate purpose, But I use them a little differently than I know Spanish and Portuguese, right? Yeah, you all notice this too, other Spanish speakers, right? Yeah, okay. So that's the main thing. It was a little tricky following what you're saying because I think you're pronouncing words a little differently than I do too. Okay, but we'll work on that. All right. Thanks, Miss Concepcion. All right. I'm gonna give you that. Okay. Let's see. You want me to spin the wheel or you got a volunteer here? All right, Miss Two is coming up on the big stage. Give her a hand, everybody. Woo! All right. How's the live stream? Is still going?
Yeah.
Looks good? All right. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
So, hello everyone. Imagine a world that everyone is a truly listener and everything has been trained for correctly. So it will be never happen the situation that people misunderstanding each other. So that will be a very ideal world, right? So I believe listening is a really important skill that everyone should have. So regarding to myself, there's a story that I still remember until now. It's kind of shame and a little bit like if I got it back, I learned a lesson from that. When I was a customer service staff, yeah, I took a phone call, email, and from the customer. And once there's a customer call to my line, and he asking about he looked really frustrated. He tried to explain to me a problem with his account, but rather than trying to find out exactly account that he is, because he probably have many, I'm just trying to announce him the information that I got from the system. That way he keep frustrated and really exploding at the end of the call. And he sent a lot of negative email. That when my supervisor called me in and he said, you made a big mistake because the customer is actually talking about another account. If you pay attention, and you will see that the account that you check, it will have nothing related to what he's talking about. So yeah, I got I got a lesson from
I got a bonus.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, a little bit, but
Okay.
that will be fine. I learned a lesson from that. But yeah, that's just my story, and I hope that everyone in any situation should try to listen to the other one, and if you don't, not unsure, try to double confirm, double check,
Double check. Good
yes,
phrase.
whether that you listen correct or not.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Cool. So I'll summarize what I heard. Yeah, you were customer service. Same thing. Customer service, huh? Yeah. Okay. You were helping someone with their account. Was it bank account or is it some other account?
Game account.
Oh, okay, gaming account, right, gotcha. And in the course of trying to help this guy, he got really upset because you didn't realize that you were looking at a different account.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I bet everybody's been there. Oh, I've been there. I understand. Totally understand. Yeah. Okay. So, I wrote down in here, you've got a really effective use of transitional phrases. I like how you said, regarding to myself, well, I would just say regarding myself, and then other times you say, rather than do that, etc. So anyway, several effective use of transitional phrases like, make reference from general to specific, regarding myself. I like that. Yeah, that was a good phrasing. And I like how you started off with this, what they call imperative. Like, tell you, imagine a world. That's a very powerful way to start a speech, It's like kind of, you're telling people to do something immediately, right? Imagine a world where everyone listened effectively, right? That's kind of what you said. How did you phrase that? Imagine a world. What was that thing you said?
That almost like
Yeah.
many TikToks are.
Oh, okay. Oh, you kind of maybe took that from a TikTok, huh? Oh, cool. I like it. Anyway, same thing. I guess I heard from others. I guess we're in the moment and anxiety is a little up. The verb tenses a lot were present tense. Okay, same thing I was telling Concepcion. When we're trying to tell a story in the past tense, especially with these irregular verbs. You'd say, for example, where is it? Oh, he keep even though I tried to help him, he keep frustrating. Okay. Well, yeah. So these irregular verbs like present tense, keep, and past tense is kept. I might have to give you a list of everybody. It's useful for everybody. These begin, began, begun, choose, chose,
kept.
chosen. Oh man, those are crazy, right? Those irregular verb tenses. That's usually where I hear, you go into the present tense when you wanted to go to the past tense, etc. So he kept being frustrated. Probably is how I'd say it. He kept being frustrated. The account. You check. Why did I write that down? You try to listen to the other one. Oh yeah. Well, anyway. That was the main thing, and occasionally you were pronouncing words maybe a little differently than I did, but that was the main thing, and occasionally, pronunciation. I know that folks from Vietnam, they'll what I'm saying, the little sounds at the end of words, the consonants, like you'd say, check. You're actually very good about having those consonant sounds at the end, yeah. But occasionally, it'll kind of drop off a little. If you ever want, you'd say check instead of check, things like that. But anyway, good story. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Hey, who wants to go next? I'm not going to use the wheel. I'm just going to take volunteer and go next, Miss Alex. All right, give her a hand, everybody.
Hello.
I want to talk something about listening under the work circumstance. And in my opinion, I think listening is not only hearing, it's also when producing understanding, ask questions if you have any doubts or any feedback. and I'm going to share my stories. It was my first job. I was working. My first job was as an intern for a consulting company. It's a little bit like Nielsen, and it was China's one biggest consulting company. It was like my dream company because it was so good. So during my college, every day I checked the website because there was a lot of interesting news and the data on the website. And it was like a company I would never think I would have a chance to get into. But I was lucky after a few test paper, an interview, I finally got a chance. So I got a job. And one very interesting is the CEO of the company was very tall, like more than 6 feet, very 30 years old, very handsome guy. And he also one of the reasons I wanted to join the company. And he say hi to everybody if people get into the company, new people. He say hi to everybody in person. And after I worked at the company for a few months, and then one day my manager, not a small boss, not the biggest one, but vice president. Once a day he asked me to his office and he talked something to me, and he said, you did a good job, and I'm going to assign some task for you. I said, okay. It was a Friday afternoon, so I was waiting my task. So I didn't get it until the night, almost the night, close to midnight, Friday, and I got an email, and then the email was like, dear Alex, I'm first sorry because it's like emergency work. You need to finish it before next Monday. I was thinking, okay, so I checked email. It was really a big job. It's not a small one because as an intendant, I always do some small tasks, and that was a huge one.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, so I hope you guys can finish it before Monday. So I was thinking, I have only me. I don't have my guys. So I was thinking maybe there's some mistake. So I checked because I had stayed there for a few months, I had a lot of people do a lot of things. So I do a lot of tasks, big tasks, but I did pass. So when I saw, it's almost like a full task. And I was thinking maybe it's a challenge for me. So I spent the whole weekend. I almost slept only 3 hours. I finished all the tasks. And because my company, there is a very tradition, it's very sharing and equality. So I had the chance to access a lot of data, a lot of other examples from other colleagues. So, and I even rented some data analysis tools during the 2 days. Finally, at the end of the weekend, I sent my email out, and then after a few minutes, I got a feedback, and then my boss told me, oh, you really did a good job, and you made me amazing, but I have a bad news for you.
No.
We had 2 people named Alex in our company.
Oh.
His name was Alex too, but because we were really equality, so when we first joined the company, everybody needed to pick English name. I can't say boss. If you're boss, I can say boss. I need to call English name. I need to say your English name. So that was why we had 2 people called Alex, and that task actually didn't belong to me. But because I didn't really did bad job, it was fine. It was fine in the end, and because of that, I even got a chance to. I got a formal position of the company.
Oh.
Actually, I wasn't qualified because my degree was only bachelor. But my company, almost all people that lowest degree was master, and they will come from the top East University of China. So I was lucky. But when I look back, I realized it was horrible because if it's really important and if it's out of my ability limitation, actually I maybe cause a lot of lose for my company, and maybe my boss will get mad at me, and maybe I will lose my job. The thing I should have done was, when I feel there is something wrong, I should ask, I should double check, I shouldn't just take it. Yeah, so that was a big lesson I learned from my early time job. After that, I think I was a good listener in China in my own language, not English.
Okay. All right, go give her a hand.
Thank you.
So let's see. This is good. So when I'll do problem coffee for everybody here. So I'll just repeat back to you what I'm hearing. So I make sure I get the general details right. All right. So you work for. I'm not really sure. What kind of company did you work for?
It was a consulting company.
Oh, consulting
Like
company.
nurse do, but they only do like for tech company. So Google, like used
Tech
to our customer. I also did something for
There we
Google.
go. I like it at the beginning. You were trying to clarify what your job was to help us understand what it is you do. You're a consultant company for a tech company, similar to, and I think you made reference to something we'd already
Nielsen's
be
a
familiar
US
with.
company.
Similar to,
Nielsen's a very big US company also do. So what we were doing, like we have a lot of tools can let a lot of data. Like when you use Self every day, actually those companies that are collecting all data. They buy data, they collect data, so they have a huge database.
Okay.
They can sort out the data to analyze.
Okay, wow. I can see also you're very passionate about it too. Well, it sounded like you call it your use of idioms. It was like your dream job. You said whenever I got there, I couldn't believe it. And several phrases in there that was impressed. Like for example, I wrote these down. I wasn't qualified to be in this position, but I got it anyway. You know, there were certain phrases that just came off exactly the way I would say it. Whereas other times, you know, you'd phrase it very differently, and with verb tenses that were not quite right. I was lucky. That's great. When I look back, that's a great expression. We were reflecting back, and when I look back, I think I caused a lot of loss. That's what you meant. Yeah, from my company. Okay. Whew. I'd say, first of all, I like how you're just talking off the top of your head. It gives me a chance to hear how you speak. I would say maybe slow down a little bit. Yeah, it may help me follow you a little better. Yeah, I can tell you're very passionate about this. That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, so you met. There was a guy who was working at this consulting company. He's very tall. He's very handsome. Right?
That's the CEO.
That's the CEO. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the guy. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so he's tall, he's handsome, and he's young.
He's 30 years old.
He's 30. 30 is another thing. Yeah, so okay.
That company is very funny. Every time new people come to the company, HR, the boss will say, "Are you single? We have a lot of cute guys here."
That's right. Yeah, try to date the boss right away. Yeah, try some other fellows. 30. I would say frequently I hear an S sound when you're trying to make a sound. Yeah, he's 30 years old. He's very handsome. He's very tall. Let's see. And so you made reference to how tall he was, but then later on I think you said I was talking to this other person. He wasn't the biggest boss. Maybe big, maybe like tall. No, I know what you mean. He was the vice president. How do you say it again?
Vice president.
Vice president. You guys hear that? The
Yes.
W sound? Yeah, okay. So you're pronouncing the V a lot like folks from India and Pakistan and people from Russia pronounce V. You're making a whoop sound like kiss, right? Yeah, but imagine it's the vice president. Yeah,
Vice president.
there you go. That's much closer.
Vice president.
Vice president.
So
You
I
hear it?
should say vice president.
Yeah, that's much closer. If you say the W, that from my American brain, I don't associate the w with a V, whereas I know other languages do. So yeah, the F and the V is the same mouth, you know. So let's say it together. Vice president.
Vice president.
You notice what your teeth and your lips are doing? Vice president.
Vice
Okay. Now the only difference is that that's just no voice. There's no voice there. But the V is the same mouth, but you have a voice. All right? Let's try that. Everybody say vice president.
Vice president.
You gotta bite your lip
Voice.
like you would an F sound.
Voice.
Anyway, now,
Voice.
didn't prevent me from understanding you, but I did notice. I as an American, I do notice when you say Weiss. So imagine F. The V is an F, right? That's a good way of remembering it because that's much closer. Anyway, not a big deal. In the moment, a lot of verb tenses were present tense when you meant past tense, but that's not a big deal. I didn't get it until night. I was trying to think. Anyway, I was trying to think. Yeah. How do you say this word here?
Boss.
Okay, I'm hearing I'm hearing you may be
Both.
saying that word, both. Okay,
Both.
so I think it's a verb sound. So both, that's a long O sound, A-E-I-O-U, but this is a short O sound. Boss. Big job, big mouth. Boss. Boss, yeah. Trying to think of another word. Maybe boss at any one moment might be a word that may be kind of tricky for you to say. The CEO. Okay, there we go. You can say that. The boss. The leader. That's too ambiguous, I guess. But anyway, boss. Big job, big mouth. Yeah, and I hear you saying both. Like I thought you were talking about two people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard you say. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought you were trying to say, let's say together, both. Everybody, both. Boss. You hear the sound difference, right? But anyway, I'm hearing a different word. So, I would just say, slow down a little bit, I can tell you're very passionate about it. You got a good sense of a handle on idioms. You got several idioms that a lot of Americans say. Occasional, consonant sounds like TH and the, some vowel sounds and, the V occasionally. You're phrasing things a little differently than I would. I think I caused a lot of. I think I caused a lot of loose, and I think you meant loss. Loss. Yeah, that's the noun form. Sorry, I can't see this. There you go. Lose. Oh, sorry, that's loose. Right. Yeah, lose is the verb, right? And it's loss. So I think you got the verb and the noun back. So this is the verb, that's the noun, right? Everybody say, I think I caused a lot of loss.
I think I caused a lot
A lot of loss, yeah, or I lost a lot of money, or yeah, lose is the verb, past tense is lost. Anyway, so okay. Anyway, thanks for sharing your story. Yeah. So there was another person named Alex. It was a guy, huh?
Yeah, it's a guy.
Oh, and you did all this work. And that was the work that was supposed to be for this other person?
He's much senior than me. He's experienced.
That's
he had
way
a
of
team.
phrasing it. He's
He had a team. That's why you guys is not me.
One more time. Say
That's
that.
why my boss, in his email, he said your guys need to finish it during the weekend. So I was thinking, I don't have guys. I have only me. So that Alex, he had a team.
Oh, I see. And you didn't have a team, so you
I
thought.
did it by myself.
Oh, you did the equivalent of a whole team's worth of work by yourself.
Yeah.
Wow, my God, I can see. Yeah, you worked really hard on it.
Yeah.
So, but that paid off though. You got a promotion because of that.
I got the position.
Good. Yeah. Okay. It's a good story. I like that. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Whoops. That's all right.
Oh my God.
No, they're not prescription.
No.
They're cheap ones. That's okay. Okay, let me write down this before I forget here. I'm going to give you that. Okay. Who else? Oh, wait, let me write down this.
Sorry, how we can know our score, which number, which points you put in the...
I'll put it in grade link. Yeah.
I opened, but I didn't understood maybe.
Oh.
I'm going to check again.
Okay. No, I haven't put it in yet. I'm going to...
No, not about today, about the, the last one even.
Oh, right. Yeah, the quiz as we did. Yeah, actually, I haven't recorded the quizzes yet. So if you guys go into grade link, you'll see your grades for homework. And, and this weekend I'll try to grade the tests. So anyway, but, I did this week. So let's see, Ellie, you want to go next? All right, let's give it to her. Let's give her a hand, everybody. Woo! All right.
Hello.
Hey.
Today I will talk about why listening is so important.
Good.
Listening is a crucial skill that is often overlooked and in our fast-paced world. Whether it is a personal relationship at work or in any other aspect of our lives, listening plays a critical role in effective communication and building strong connection with others.
why listening is so important is that it shows respect and validation for the other person. When we actively listen to someone, we are going them our full attention and showing that we value what they have to say. This can help to foster trust and understanding in our relationship. Additionally, listening allows us to gain a deeper understanding of the perspective and experiences of others. By truly listening to someone's thoughts and feelings, we can learn more about their beliefs, values, and motivations. And this can help us to build empathy and create stronger connection with those around us. And furthermore, listening can also help to avoid misunderstanding and conflicts. This can prevent miscommunications and help to building more effective and harmonious relationships. In conclusion, listening is a vital skill that can greatly enhance our relationship and communication with others. By actively listening to those around us, we can show respect, gain understanding, and avoid misunderstanding. Yes, everyone always asks me why I talk about so little. It's like everyone is looking for someone to talk to, not to listen to. But no releases that listening is really important.
Give her a hand, everybody. Yay!
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, so you said, people always ask me why I talk about so little.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I hear what you're saying. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
I know why.
Yeah.
I saw I study like musicians. They have better skill to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's
others.
probably true.
Yes,
Some
it's,
musicians, they know the value of it because you gotta
Yes.
listen to the other musicians and coordinate with them there.
Yeah.
All right, so things I wrote down in here, I was smart, kind of writing out a general script. I mean, I don't think you were reading it directly. You're just kind of using it as a reference. That's great. That was a good idea because I wrote it. You're very strong grammar. I liked your use of adverbs and well organized. I think you made like bullet points. It shows respect to other people, right? It fosters trust. Great word, foster. I was writing down here also. You're demonstrating a wide variety of vocabulary too. Because earlier you say it's crucial, and then later on you say it's critical. Yeah, but both mean the same thing, and you're demonstrating a wider range of vocabulary. That comes in handy on the TOEFL too. If you're like doing a recording, and you had to answer one of the questions on the recording that the TOEFL speakers will be listening for. Yeah, it's crucial that you do this, and then later on, you don't say crucial again. You say like critical or essential or some other word that means the same thing. Yeah, you can demonstrate a wide range of vocabulary that's helped you on the TOEFL a lot. So good strong grammar, wide range of vocabulary, well organized. I didn't really hear a story though. Do you have a story about? Yeah.
Yes, actually, I don't have any
That's
story
okay.
about this.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the transitional phrase, like furthermore, harmonies, relationship. Yeah, probably the adjectives, harmonious, right? I think you probably, yeah, harmonious. You might have said that. I probably didn't hear it. Probably right, but harmonious. People wonder why I talk about so little. Well, okay, so actually, I just take out the word about. Yeah, people ask why I talk so little.
Everyone is why I talk so little.
Right. There's no about there. Yeah, if you talk about something, then about introduces the subject. People always wondering why I talk about gardening all the time, right? The about goes to a subject, yeah. Probably, you'd probably say yourself, I'm a little more introverted, right? Sure, maybe, yeah, my wife's that way too. It's like, man, why? I don't want to, talk, whereas she married me, I'm more extroverted, right? Yeah, that's good. When you get to TOEFL, I like to play a TED Talk. It's the power of introverts, right? Yeah, and one of those things is they make better leaders because they're better listeners, Yeah, okay. Anyway, good thoughts in there, good transitional phrases and stuff. It's just okay. So, let's see. I'm gonna give you that. All right. You want to go, Mr. Alejandro?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's hear it. Give a hand, everybody. Woo! You, Simone, and Isa. All right. Cool. 2, 3 left.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Today I want to talk about the power of listening. Listening is important for everyone. Whether you are a leader or just starting to learn, that is important. I will share my personal story about one experience that I had. Why listening matters. Number one, listening helps understand others. Number two, it shows we care, builds trust. The other is a good listener can learn new things, avoid problems. My personal story is one day my girlfriend told me about a place that she wanted to go for vacation. I was not paying attention and I didn't listen carefully. I bought tickets to a different place.
Oh no.
It's near to one place to the other, but the problem is I bought a different place for vacation, but because I didn't listen carefully. When I told her, she was very upset because it was not the correct place for visiting vacation. We could not get a refund for tickets, and we had to go for the wrong place.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's why she's my ex.
Really? That's what it was? Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
Okay, conclusion, listening is a key skill for understand others, learn about different things. My personal story, examples show why we need to be better listeners. The last one is let's practice listener. Let's practice listener, but to improve our communication and relationships.
Okay. Hey, good day, everybody. Yeah. All right, that's it. Very concise, sir. Hey, well organized, y'all. I see clearly had some stuff prepared. That's awesome. So, yeah, I'm going to talk to you today about the power of listening. Good, strong introductions. Like this is what my subject is. And at the beginning, you phrased it well. I will share my story, and I was listening for the arrangement of words and how you're phrasing it and stuff like that. This is why listening matters. Boom, boom, boom. Nice. That helps me, the audience, follow you really well. That's like the first one. What was the first reason? It was number one. It was. I forgot. I didn't write that down. The first one, number one. It was.
Yes.
What was number one?
Listening help understand others.
Sure, helps us to understand others. And the number three was you can learn new things. How did you phrase that second one? Number two is.
It shows we care, builds trust.
Okay, there we go. You phrased it better that time. It shows that we care and it builds trust. Try to say that again. It shows that we care.
It shows we care and builds trust.
That's better, yeah. Builds trust. Yeah, for whatever reason, the way you said it the first time, yeah. I just didn't quite understand it because of the pronunciation there, but that was much better. I could tell you're being very careful with how you're saying things and not going too fast, so I was able to follow you. Okay, great anecdote. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So if I understand it right, your girlfriend asked you to arrange a vacation, and it was, and what you arranged was similar to what she was asking for, but not exactly right.
It's near one place to the other, but it's not
not the same place.
The same place.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of figured it would be. So geographically, it's kind of like in San Antonio, but not the right.
Yes.
Something like that. Okay, I got what you're saying. All right. I can see myself doing that too. I don't listen to my wife quite right, sort of, not well, exactly right. Okay. So let's see. This reminded me about what I was talking to Concepcion about. The use of for. You talk to introduce purpose. Let's see. What you said, like, yeah, we had to go for the wrong place. You bought the tickets and you were forced to go to the place. She was not happy about that. I mean, I don't know. Was it a nice vacation anyway? I mean,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah. It's like half the life.
We enjoyed the new place.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So the way I would phrase it this way: we had to go for the wrong place. We had to go to the wrong place. So why to? Go to, it's Well, okay. Yeah. It's not for here. So listening is a key skill for understand others. Is the way you phrase it, right? Yeah. That's another one. Kind of like key skill. Good phrase. That I understand really good. Key skill to understand others. Now, why to? Well, yeah. To oftentimes introduces purpose. Purpose of something. You learn this key skill for the purpose of understanding others, right? Yeah. I come to LIT to learn English. I come to LIT not for learn English, right? But so this is tough because to and for both in English too introduces purpose. But let me see if I can do this right. Yeah, I come to LIT. You know why? The answer to the question to learn English, right? Okay. I come to LIT for, I'm about to introduce a purpose here, for my future, maybe. Now that's fine. Or my career. Or my goals, right? So why, well, this is a verb. Let's say, yeah, I come to LIT for the purpose of learning English, to learn English, right? Yeah, to, and then let's see. Well, I don't know what to say. I need a better explanation because this comes up again and again. In fact, today we're going to have a teachers meeting, and I'll ask my other teachers. Do you have a good explanation? It's like Spanish speakers sometimes say for when I would say to instead. Yeah. It doesn't confuse me, but I do notice it, you know, whenever you do say it that way. So I come to LIT for my future. I mean, for the purpose of improving my future or my career or whatever.
So because we are translating, we are translating. So
Sure.
every time that we said for means for, and for. So if I said I'm coming to LIT to improve my English,
Right.
and in Spanish I would say por.
Right. Sure. No, of course.
Aprender
You
inglés.
guys have that one word.
So and
Whereas
because
we use-
we only have one,
Right.
every time we use for, and it's
Sure.
difficult to switch.
No, of course. Yeah, I would imagine if I were as an English speaker trying to speak Spanish, you probably have something similar where I would constantly forget to. So I'll try to find a, sorry about this, I'm really thirsty, y'all, sorry. I'll try to come up with a more clear explanation for that, but anyway, it doesn't confuse me, I noticed it. So also, where is it? Yeah, I bought the tickets, right? Now I heard boat, long O sound. Oh. So that's very, yeah, that's a.
That just British.
Boat. No, the boat.
British say boat, not boat. Like,
Well, anyway, that's
yeah.
long O versus short O. Yeah, that's a tough. Short vowel sounds are weird. I know. Everybody say, I bought the tickets.
I bought.
Big jaw, big mouth, right? Like boss, right? Bought. And I was hearing a long O sound, so I'm hearing bow. And also, later on, I heard I could, or is it? Yeah, I could do something, and I heard you say I cold, right? So it came up again. Another thing. Long O versus short could. Well, anyway, okay, little vowel sound. Doesn't confuse me, but I just noticed it anyway. Hey, thanks for sharing your story. That was very entertaining too. I was like, nice story. And very concise. You told a lot of information in a little bit of time there. You want to go next, Mr. Issa? All right, give a hand, everybody. Woo! I'm sorry, I am pronouncing Issa, correct?
Yeah, Issa.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
Hi guys. Today I'm gonna tell my story, one of my story from the college. Why listening is so important. So as you know, when I was in college, I studied mechanical engineering. So we were in the class. The name of the class is heat transfer.
Okay.
So that day I wasn't listening to the teacher. It was before the exam. So I didn't pay attention, I wasn't listening, and then after class I asked some of my friends about the exam. Is it gonna be this unit or is it gonna be this unit? And they didn't listen either actually, they said yes. But it was unit 7, but the teacher asked unit 8. And so, and in mechanical engineer exam usually 2 or 3 questions and 2 hours. So if you don't do that, you're gonna fail. So I went to go take 2 exam, and I saw this is not that I worked, that I studied like
on different material.
Yeah, these different topics. So and then I failed. So I had to take the next semester, you know.
I had to
So
take it again.
Again, I had to repeat it, and
Yes.
I graduated after 6 months.
Okay.
A
little 6
so
months later.
because the class, the lesson was very important, so it was so much credit. So I had to stay one more time, and then it was like painful for me for that time. Yeah, that's why sometimes small details it's important for history.
Well said. Yeah. Cool. Great story. Great story. Oh, if I understand you right, it's like you went to class and stuff. It's just like you studied the wrong unit. It was just like one little detail. Oh,
Yeah,
my
one
God.
Because usually exams 2 or 3 questions and 2 hours.
I
So-
see. It's an essay, right? It's a long written.
No, like
It's a
big
like
math question.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
calculating so much details. So yeah.
Shoot. Yeah, what would happen, I guess, if you had, after class, had asked the teacher, hey, teacher, I didn't hear what you said. Would that have been embarrassing, or would he have been mad at you or something?
No,
maybe?
actually, but I don't know what happened that day. I was maybe demoralized, so I didn't pay attention. I wanted to go, and you know.
Demoralized. That's the word I was talking with my TOEFL people about. Demoralized feels like you just emptied of motivation, huh? That's kind of what you mean, or like depressed, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I heard. Good. I was gonna say, you have a good range of vocabulary there, you know, in the way you phrasing it, more or less is right. I think the name of the subject is mechanics. Well, right, that was the name of the class, right. The field is mechanical engineering, right? You're the mechanical engineer, the person. I think I might have said, I'm getting a degree in mechanical engineer, where I think it's in mechanical engineering with an ing. That's a minor thing. I don't think Also, I stress the word exam, second syllable. You say exam. Yeah. Not a big deal. That's the first syllable, and I stress the second syllable. Exam.
Exam.
Like hotel.
Hotel.
You guys say hodl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody say, I passed the exam.
I passed the exam.
Yeah. Exam. I might hear a different word, yeah. But and other than that, I was really strong the story. I didn't really have any issues with it. The way you phrased it, good verb tenses, it seemed to come off very naturally. That's good, Issa. All right, well, I'm gonna give you, give that. Okay, Miss Samal, you ready? All right, give her a hand, everybody. Woo! After this, we'll blow off a little steam. While that's fun.
Well, we have many types of communication. We have verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and also we have many types of listening. If I wave my hands to you, and you can see, I am, or if I do that, I can meet you or can say bye to you. If I throw a kiss to you, you know what I am doing, because you don't hear only with your listening, your ear. You hear with gestures, you can hear with what you read, as Alex told us here. We can hear in the many differences. So we have active listening, passive listening, reflective listening. Actually, active listening was Cole Rogers talk about active listening. He developed this term in 1957 when he was talking about empathetic listening. Empathetic, when you can hear, but you can ask questions, you can feel what the other person feels. So when we talk about empathetic feeling, when we talk about active listening, was co-housed with humanists, psychologists, from a long time ago. Yeah. So I talk about this to talk about my history. Don't judge.
Okay. No.
So back.
Her eyes, everybody. Look at her. Okay, thank you.
Back to 2011. I was around 30 years, and I thought to study psychology for my life, not to work in psychology, but I like to study psychology. And I was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh, that is not the problem. I can go to university pregnant.
Sure.
No. But the problem is, I came from a very humble family, and a very small place in Brazil. I am from Minas Gerais, it's southwest, and very small. Still now we don't have shopping, we don't have movie theater, and now we have university, but in 2011 we don't have even university. And psychology we have in other place, like from Houston to Austin. So I said, well, okay, they have a bus, we can go every day and come back. It was my second pregnancy. I had a baby, 1 year and 9 months, and then I was pregnant with my second baby.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Then you have a bus and we have a driver, and took us from where I live to this place where we have the university and we have psychology. And so they have psychology on evenings, and you can like to do psychology during the day. you can do in 5 years. But if you take classes on evening, it's 5 years and a half because you study a bit less. Yeah. Why I talk about this driver? The driver called Jose. And my daughter, my daughter, he followed me with my pregnancy. He called Jose too. And I was discussing with my doctor when I'm gonna have my baby, because I did my C-section. And he's a very friend of my family, my doctor. And I had an appointment with him on Wednesday, and we discussing to have the baby on Thursday or Friday. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna talk to my husband and I send you a text message. And he said, all right. Then I wrote a text message, because Brazil is the country like 5 times more than US with the text,
Sure.
WhatsApp, and emojis. So I sent to my daughter, I see you tomorrow, I meet you tomorrow to have a baby, blah, blah, blah.
Oh boy.
My doctor called Jose. The bus driver called Jose. And I sent the
Wrong.
message to the driver.
Oh no.
Oh my
Bus
God.
driver.
Not to bus driver, not to my doctor.
Doctor.
Oh, wow. What?
The big blunder, big mess, because what happened was, his wife saw the message.
Oh.
I'm gonna have a baby. We need to have a baby.
Welcome to.
Oh no.
You can imagine, as wife, you see, I was around 30 years and he around 70.
70.
70. And I had my baby. I didn't realize I sent the wrong text, because after I phoned to my doctor and we talking, okay. I didn't realize. During the week after I had my baby, he phoned me. Jose, bus driver. He phoned me and said, Simone, I have a big problem because my wife wants to divorce because of the message you sent to me. I said, I didn't send you a message. Yes, you sent me a message. You talk about the baby, you're gonna have a baby. Simone, what happened? I said, no, but it was not for you. When I saw, I said to him, oh my God, what can I do now? And I talked to my husband, and my husband said, well, we have to go there because we
Explain to
realized we had made a big mess, because and he was so nervous about it. Yes. Then I said, okay, let's take the baby and go there. Like was like 5 days after I had the baby.
Oh wow.
And when I arrived, we arrived and I left the baby in the car with my mother and went to my husband. And he opened the gate and she said, I don't want to speak to anyone, the wife. I don't want to speak to anyone. I don't care, I don't want to speak. The message show what happened. The message show, I don't want to talk about it. But she didn't realize, because she didn't want to hear anymore at that time. She was very nervous. You can imagine, like 40 years of marriage, and you see your husband has a baby with the other woman. That was very embarrassing. And I want to talk to her and say, oh look, it was I know it was a mistake, and I want to figure out, but she didn't hear. She didn't hear, and we couldn't talk to her. So I was very upset, and I talked to her daughter, and I said, oh, look, I had the baby. You can see the baby here. And then, and how it's in my city, it's very small. Everyone's know everyone's. Yeah. And she knows the doctor called say.
Okay.
So the mother called to the doctor to see if I had the baby. But she didn't know. When I went there, she didn't know it was me. She thought I went there to talk, to let her like come down, not and she realized was a mistake. And she could hear what I I want to say, because I left my house. I have a surgery and a C-section. I took my baby to go there because I realized I want to apologize for what I did, because I know it's a bad thing. I was very empathetic to put on her place because what I did, but she didn't hear. But after, was like a joke after that, because when everything's come down and she realized I was the person who had the baby, because then she could see I am like younger than her daughter.
Yeah.
How can I know it's common in Brazil, like you have older men with the younger.
In America too, yeah.
Oh, I don't think in
Our
America
president
too,
did.
because my husband is like 9 years older than me, and my American neighbor said, how you lets you marry your husband? He's much older than you. So, and I realized you people almost in the same age. It's not like the big difference like we are.
Not usually. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so this makes me realize like a good listening for communication is like a brief for our life.
Exactly.
All right, great story. All right, you're in. Yeah, I was just gonna say that needs to be made into a movie. I would watch that. Great use of the word blunder. Yeah, I think that qualifies. But hey, listen, no, totally understandable that you would. I've sent the wrong person the wrong message before, and then forgot about it. Sure. I didn't. Wow, that's right. So I like how you started at the beginning, like citing some research. There's passive and active listening, very broad range of vocabulary. You're very, you like words like empathetic. I was 30 years old, right? So everything's cool now. You still keep in contact with the bus driver? No?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you still friends? He's friends with the bus driver's wife?
Yes.
Too?
I'm not afraid of her, but I know when I see them, I because I was in the bus for like 5 years and a half. And after I had the baby, I took a pause. Then I went back to university. So I see him every day. And after the anger past come down, everything.
Good.
Yeah, like what's a joke? And
Yeah.
sometimes he say, and my husband when he saw him, he said, "Oh, look, the father of my son, he's playing with."
Yeah.
And it was a joke.
Oh, look, it's the father. Oh, so they make a joke about it now. Oh, that's
Yes.
good. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I was just going to say, you showed a wide range of vocabulary, and your story being so compelling, everybody's kind of leaning in. What's going to happen next? What was I else going to say? Yeah, you had a C-section, and 5 days later, you traveled, like, really far away to this person's.
No.
Oh, okay. They live in the same small town, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Because you mentioned, like, we're in a small town, we all know each other, so that woman knows the doctor. That's kind of what I understood,
Yes,
right, too?
yes,
So y'all know each other.
And she asked him if someone like my name and they have the baby on that date, everything to see, because she tried to figure out if it was the same day, if I was lying or not when
Sure.
I tried
Right.
to talk to her.
Confirm
Yeah, to
these
confirm.
details,
Yes.
straighten it out. Yeah, and I guess I can understand from her point of view.
Yes,
the
I
suspicion,
completely understand.
All right. Honestly, for the most part, most of the way you were phrasing it is the same way I phrase it. I didn't really struggle to understand what you were saying for the most part. I stopped writing. I was so interested in the story, I stopped writing down like how we were saying it. Anyway, all right. Hey y'all, listen, we got 20 minutes left or what have you. Let's do this. I'm gonna have you guys play. Maybe we'll play a game. What time we got here? 20 minutes? Okay. Well, yeah, we'll do a speaking game, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, I was playing on a TV show, but that's okay. That's passive. Let's do something active. I played this game with you before, right? Where are you? Oh, I better stop the video. Yeah. Okay, I'll send that to you all later on, the video. So, and.